Hello, Year 10. I hope you enjoyed your weekend. This week we're going to be revising how to calculate compound measures. These were those relationships we learned about in class. Speed is going to be our main focus for today, but hopefully you remember all three of them. So the first one up was speed, the other one was density, and the third one was pressure. Here are the three different ways we can use that triangle relationship between speed, distance, and time to calculate for that missing element. If I were you, what I would do is pause this video really quickly and write down that triangle so we can take a look at how we can apply it for each question. All right, calculate the average speed and give your answer in miles per hour. The first thing I want you to recognize about this question is it wants our speed to be in miles per hour. The unit of our answer is super important with these types of questions because sometimes they might trick you. They might give it to us, say, in minutes, but the answer wants to be in hours. So please be careful. Just be really, really diligent about checking what they want your answer in. In this case, we're fine. Notice we have miles here and we have hours, so we can actually go ahead and calculate. Going back to that triangle, I know that speed is distance divided by time. So therefore, I can actually see that I'm going to have to do distance, which would be this, divided by time, which would be this information. So let's go ahead and do that. So speed equals 72 miles divided by 6 hours. All right, 6 is actually a factor of 72, so this should be a whole number. So our speed in this case should be 12. I'm just going to double check that. 611, perfect. So it'd be 12 miles per hour for your solution there. Can you please pause the video and make sure you're attempting this question? Okay, let's take a look and see how we did. So for this one, a cyclist travels 32 miles in 4 hours. So again, hopefully you redrew that triangle so we can identify which parts we need. Speed is distance divided by time. Again, we've been given distance in miles and time is in hours. So therefore, look, we can go ahead and apply it right away since nothing needs to be converted. So in this case, speed will be 32 miles. Oh my goodness gracious, I apologize. 32 miles divided by 4 hours. Speed equals, I believe 8 times 4 is 32, so this should be 8 miles per hour. That's quite slow. That cyclist is quite slow. Maybe it was a hill. Who knows? Right. Okay, let's try the next one. We now have a cyclist traveling 12 miles in 15 minutes. Oh, but take a look. This is exactly what I said earlier. It wants our answer to be in miles per hour. The issue here is that our unit of time is in minutes. So step one, we actually have to do a conversion before we can apply that triangle we did in the last question. So I guess the first thing we have to think about is 15 minutes is equivalent. Oh my goodness. Thank you, fixed that. To how many hours? Well, you need to think about is I know that 15 minutes, if I turn it into hours, would be 15 out of 60 because 60 minutes is equivalent to 1 hour. So we have to think about 15 divided by 60. This is where if you're really good with analog clocks, you can think about if I had 15 minutes gone from an hour, it would look like this. And notice how that is a quarter of the clock gone. So it'd be a quarter. Another way you could do it is actually you could just simplify this fraction. Watch another way to do it. So I'm actually going to divide these by 15. That's terrible division. Apologize. That's what we 1 out of. Think about it. 15 times 2 is 30. And then if you multiply 30 by 2, you get 60. So therefore, 15 times 4 gets you 60. So I think the easiest way to do it is just thinking back to that analog clock. Instead of a digital clock, which a lot of you have on your phones, you have to get watches. Watches are really great for that. Or again, you can just simplify that fraction and you get a quarter. Now I know that a quarter is equivalent to 0.25. So I can either plug the decimal value in and use my calculator if I wanted to. See, it doesn't specify if we can use our calculators or not here. I'm actually going to go ahead and use that fraction, so 1/4. All right, let's go to the number 2. So our speed is distance divided by time. It looks like we've been given distance and time. So again, we're using division. So speed equals 12 divided by 1/4. Now, if you remember back from fractions, division of a quarter is the same as multiplying by 4, multiplying by the reciprocal. So I'm going to change this to 12 times 4. So therefore, my speed in this case would be, wow, really fast, 48 miles per hour. Don't even think that's possible on a bike, but maybe it's an electric bike. Who knows? Okay, 48 miles an hour. Can you please pause the video and attempt this question? All right, let's find out. So step 1, 45 minutes is how many hours? Again, easiest approach for me would be just thinking about that analog clock. Everybody get a watch. If I know that 45 minutes has passed, that's now this portion of the whole watch. Notice that is 3/4. So I'm going to fill that in here. Otherwise, again, if you want to go through the slow process of 45 divided by 60 and simplifying that down, in this case, you would have to divide these by 15 still. That would be the highest common factor. And you'll still get my 3/4 I got over there. So it looks like speed we're going to use. Again, I'm not going to copy it just to save myself some time, but you should have this written down and then this written down. So I'll write that last part. So speed equals 30 divided by 3/4. This box is really inconvenient. Let's get rid of that. Okay, perfect. What are you doing? Go away. Why won't you go away? All right, let's just do that. Okay. Right, so then this would become 30 times 4/3. This is going to simplify really nicely because remember, whole numbers are out of 1. And I always talk to you guys about how whenever you're multiplying fractions across, yes, of course, you would just multiply this across, but we always want to deal with smaller numbers because those are easier to work with. So I'm actually going to divide these by 3. Look at that. Boom. 30 divided by 3 is 10. So my answer is just 10 times 4 because 1 times 1 is just 1. That's silly. I'm not going to write that. So it's 40 miles per hour. Again, very fast cyclists. Let's go with the fact these are electric bikes. How about? Okay. Example number 3. Should say 3. Let's make that say 3. 3. Perfect. Which of the following has greater speed? Ooh, what a cool question. Okay, so a cyclist travels 36 kilometers in 2 hours and 24 minutes, or a cyclist travels 24 kilometers. Ooh. Okay, step 1. Notice these are hard to compare. First of all, these are both in kilometers. That's fine, but these are 2 different units of time. So we need to make these 1 unit of time. In this case, the easier approach would be to put them all into minutes because then we're not dealing with decimals or fractions. We're dealing with whole numbers, which I know you guys love very, very much. And see how it doesn't specify what we have to put them in. So let's just do that. So I know that 2 hours is equivalent to 120 minutes. And I'm going to add on those 24 minutes. 2 hours, 24, that's where I got that from. And I'm going to get 144 total minutes. So here's 1 unit of measurement for the entire time frame. And that was done in 36 kilometers. So let's find that speed out. So speed. Oh, my hand's cramping. Sorry, messed up. Hang on. Speed. Okay. Equals, to figure that triangle, speed equals distance divided by time. Speed equals distance divided by time. Speed equals distance divided by time. Okay, 36 divided by 144. Clearly this is going to be a decimal value. So let's go ahead and actually plug that into our calculator because decimal values are easier to compare than fractions. 36 divided by 144. So this speed is 0.25. And that is in kilometers per minute. All right, let's compare. So leave that. And now for this one. Okay, so 1 hour I know is equivalent to 60 minutes. And I'm going to add on the additional 12 minutes to get a total of 72 minutes. Right, again, going back to that triangle, speed equals distance divided by time, speed equals distance divided by time, speed equals distance divided by time. Perfect, okay. I'm going to do 24 kilometers divided by 72 minutes to get, again, calculator time. 24 divided by 72 is 0.3 recurring. That's not very pretty, but what it does tell us is, let's do this. It would tell us that this cyclist traveled the greater speed. This one was faster. Not by a whole lot, it looks like, but again, over a longer distance of time, he would definitely pull ahead for sure. All right, please listen carefully. What I need for you to do is I need for you to attempt this question. So you're going to pause the video and attempt. I will then gladly show you the solution video and send it to you on Firefly in case you don't have the correct answer. Once you're done with this, can you please go into Firefly and select the multiple choice question options, as always. And then this is really important for today's Heggetty, okay? Can you please you're either doing, this is going to be the Amber practice for today. So if you're smashing this, and when you do the multiple choice question, you get it correct, you're going to go for this one here. So that's you're smashing it. Got my multiple choice question correct, go me, pat myself on the back, and then do 718. If you're struggling a little bit, this is a skill set you're not totally familiar with, you don't remember a lot of the details, I would start off here. I would start Amber, and then if you have time, complete green. But this is going to be an either or selection today, so just give you an option. So go ahead, go back, pause this video, please attempt this, and answer my Firefly question. Good luck.